In this lesson, we will explore the difference between agile and traditional project management approaches. Understanding these distinctions is vital for choosing the right method when managing multiple projects. Let's start by defining traditional project management, often referred to as the waterfall approach. Traditional project management is a structured and well sequential approach to managing projects. Projects are typically divided into distinct phases such as initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. Each phase must be completed before moving to the next. Let's look at the sequential phases in Waterfall. The first is requirements. This first phase involves gathering and defining the project requirements thoroughly, engaging stakeholders to identify and document their needs and expectations. Create a detailed requirements document that outlines the features, functionalities, and constraints of the project. It also involves obtaining approval from stakeholders before proceeding to the next phase. The second phase is the design phase. This phase involves the system, architecture, and design and plan based on the requirements gathered in the previous phase. The system architecture is designed, outlining the high-level structure and components. Detailed design specifications are created for each component or module. The design is often represented through diagrams, flowcharts, or other documentation. The third phase is implementation. This is the phase where the actual code is written based on the detailed design specifications. Developers write the code for each module or component according to the design documents. The code is reviewed, tested within the development environment. Version control is often used to manage changes and updates to the code base testing and updates to the code base. The fourth phase is testing. The developed system undergoes testing to ensure that it meets the specified requirements and functions as is intended. Different types of testings are performed, including unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. Defects or issues identified during testing are documented and addressed by developers. Testing is repeated until the system meets the quality standards and is ready for deployment. The fifth phase is deployment. The final tested product is deployed to the production environment for use. The system is installed on the target hardware and data migration may occur. Development activities may include training end users and providing necessary documentation. The product becomes accessible to users for regular use. The sixth phase is maintenance. This phase involves post-deployment activities to ensure the ongoing performance and stability of the system, addressing and fixing issues reported by users, implementing changes or updates as necessary, providing ongoing support and maintenance to ensure the system's reliability. It is essential to note that the waterfall approach follows a strict sequence and each phase is completed before moving on to the next. Once a phase is finished, it is challenging to go back and make changes without impacting the entire project. Reflecting the rigid nature of this methodology, waterfall approach has its pros and cons. Here are the pros and cons of the waterfall management. Number 1. Clear structure and phases. Waterfall provides a clear and structured approach to project management. It is divided into distinct phases: requirements, designs, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance, making it easy to understand and manage. Second is well-defined requirements. The requirements are established at the beginning of the project, providing a solid foundation for subsequent phases. This can help reduce misunderstandings and changes in the project. Third is documentation. Waterfall places a strong emphasis on documentation at each stage, ensuring that there is comprehensive documentation for each phase. This can be beneficial to future reference, maintenance, and for compliance purposes. Fourth is predictability. Since the entire project is planned upfront, it can be easier to predict timelines, costs, and resource requirements. This can be advantageous in industries where strict control and predictability are crucial. So let's look at the cons of waterfall. Number 1 is rigidity. One of the main criticisms of waterfall model is its rigidity. Once a phase is completed, it's challenging to go back and make changes that have affected the entire project. This lack of flexibility can be a significant drawback in dynamic environments. Secondly, limited client interaction. Since client involvement is mainly at the beginning and end, there is limited opportunity for clients to see the product during development. This can lead to misunderstandings or dissatisfaction when the final product is delivered. Third is long delivery time. Waterfall projects often take a long time to deliver the final product because each phase must be completed before moving on to the next. This can be a disadvantage in industries where rapid changes and quick delivery are crucial. So let's look at Agile. Agile, on the other hand, is an iterative and incremental approach to project management. It prioritizes flexibility, collaboration, and adaptability. Agile projects are divided into smaller, manageable components, and work is completed in short cycles or iterations. Here are the pros of Agile. Number 1, flexibility. Agile is highly flexible and adaptive to changes in requirements, allowing teams to respond quickly to evolving customer needs or market conditions. Second is client satisfaction. Agile involves continuous client involvement, leading to a better alignment of the product with client expectations. Regular feedback loops ensure that the delivered product meets customer needs. Third is faster time to market. Agile methodologies, particularly Scrum, break down projects into small iterations called sprints, enabling the delivery of functional increments in a shorter time frame. And this leading to quicker time to market. Here are the cons of Agile. Number 1, lack of predictability. The emphasis on flexibility can make it challenging to predict project timelines and cost accurately. The fluid nature of Agile may be less suitable for projects that requires strict adherence to predefined schedules and budgets. Second is dependence on skill team. The success of Agile heavily depends on skills and collaboration of development team. Inexperienced or poorly coordinated teams may struggle to fully capitalize on Agile's adaptive nature. Third is the potential for scope creep. The flexible and adaptive nature of Agile may sometimes lead to scope changes that are not well managed, resulting in potential scope creep if not controlled effectively. Number 4 is resistance to change. Some organizations or team members may resist the cultural shift required for Agile adoption. Traditional hierarchies and processes may clash with the more collaborative and self-organizing nature of Agile. In conclusion, while Agile has numerous advantages, it is crucial to be aware of its potential changes and limitations. The suitability of Agile depends on specific project requirements, the nature of work, and the organization's willingness to embrace a more iterative and flexible development approach.